Hello everybody and welcome to day 10 of 30 Days of Godzilla. The good news is that we are 1/3 of the way through this marathon, which means that we are 20 days away from Godzilla 2014 at the time that I'm uploading this video. Unfortunately, the bad news is we have to talk about Godzilla's Revenge, also known in Japan as Godzilla Minilla Gabra All Monsters Attack, or just Godzilla's, just too much to say, All Monsters Attack. It's just tough to sit through.
Oh God. Godzilla's Revenge. Talk about shit. This one is so half-assed, lazy, and awful. Everybody knows it. I mean, I think it's hilarious, but it is really bad.
In terms of just being a bad movie, Godzilla's Revenge is without a doubt the worst one Toho has produced. Absolutely. But for some reason, as a kid, I watched this movie so much. In a way, I think I'm attracted to its shittiness. I don't know what it is, but just watching it, I just can't stop. It's so shitty, it's so terrible, but I just can't help but watch it. I don't know why.
Godzilla's Revenge is about a little boy named Ichiro. Now, what this little boy likes to do is dry hump cars, wear very short shorts, get picked on by bullies, and imagine about giant monsters. Also, he makes these weird sounds.
I guess that's what kids did in Japan back then. I don't know. I've never been to Japan.
The real drawback to this movie is that we have seen all of this before. Literally, all the fights are pretty much just stock footage from the other Godzilla movies. I mean, it's not like they just used a few of the shots. All the fights are exactly the same footage. It's so fucking lazy.
I mean, if you haven't seen all the movies, then this is a cool way to see some of the fights that you haven't seen, but as a fan who has seen and somebody who owns all the movies, it's just pretty annoying to actually witness this. It's just like, I've seen this before. Give me something new.
Anyways, this boy Ichiro spends the whole movie pretty much daydreaming about being on Monster Island. Yet I find it hard to believe that this kid imagines all the battles the exact same way as they happen in the other movies, unless he was there on the sideline, which would seem kind of creepy.
Oh hell, for all we know, maybe Ichiro was there the entire time. We just didn't see him.
So Ichiro is on Monster Island in his dreams, and he spends a lot of the time hanging out with Godzilla's son Minya. Oh, and by the way, he talks.
Godzilla says that I should learn to fight my own battles, you know.
It's all high-class entertainment, people.
Oh yeah, and Minya is also able to shrink and grow in size as well.
How?
It's never explained. Anyways, both Minya and Ichiro are both bullied. Minya, as it turns out, is bullied by a monster named Gabra, who looks absolutely terrible. He looks like a blue cat with herpes, and he has a very annoying roar.
Again, I know this is supposed to all take place inside the mind of this child, hence why the bully's named is the same as the monster's name. The bully, you know, the bully that picks on him or whatever. But can't this kid imagine something a little bit cooler? After all, this is the kid who imagined being on Monster Island where we witnessed those battles that we haven't seen before. I mean, come on, this kid should have some better imagination than this. Or maybe that's the way a child associates it. Maybe Godzilla's Revenge is honestly the most complex Godzilla movie to date, because it really makes you think of your perception of reality and how everything around you can be associated with a child like state and mind, or maybe it just sucks.
Oh, I forgot to mention, there's one more side plot involving Ichiro, who gets kidnapped by a bunch of bank robbers. Yeah, they kidnap him because Ichiro picked up one of the idiot's driver's license while exploring this abandoned building.
Because that's the best way to keep a low profile, kidnapping a child. I mean, they honestly could have just stolen the wallet and gotten that back without everybody knowing they were there, but no, kidnapping a child, that will not draw attention to you whatsoever.
Also, while all of this is going on, Minya learns to be brave and fight Gabra, and Ichiro also learns to be brave when he foils the robbers who kidnap him.
Now, when Ichiro has to outwit the robbers by using quick on-the-go traps, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Home Alone. And who knows, maybe John Hughes was inspired by this movie to write Home Alone. You never know, inspiration strikes people at the most random of places.
So even while this kid is with kidnappers, he still daydreams, but in a way it gives him courage to take on the robbers when he sees Godzilla and Minya kick the crap out of Gabra.
Oh, and the fight scene, it's nothing special either, except for the part where Minya just goes flying all over the place.
After the fight scene with the monsters, Ichiro starts to flee from the robbers, and he ends up fighting them off, and the scene is completely crazily edited. The robbers end up chasing him until they finally get caught, and Ichiro ends up stopping them.
So after he stops the kidnappers and robbers, he now has to go and face his fears and conquer the bullies.
The fight he has with the bullies is very crazy. It's like a strobe effect thing and is really poorly put together. So he pretty much kicks the bullies' ass, gains their respect, and they all become friends.
You see, that's how you take care of a bully. You show them not to mess with you, and then they'll just stop.
And basically that wraps up the whole movie. Yeah, this is a pretty short one, only 70 minutes long, and after rewatching it, it's easy to see why people don't like it. I mean, it is a pretty bad film.
I mean, as a kid I enjoyed it, but looking back and rewatching it, I was pondering why exactly I did, because looking at it now I see it as being pretty terrible. But then I came to the conclusion that the reason I enjoyed it is because when you're younger, it's easier to relate to.
Every kid goes into their own imaginary world, just like Ichiro did here. It's how he deals with his problems. Also, I was always jealous of Ichiro because he got to go and meet Godzilla and hang out with the sun. How cool is that? Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's targeted towards kids, and when you are older, you can sit back and have a laugh about it.
Well, that about wraps up my review on Godzilla's Revenge. Again, pretty bad, but you can see, you can get some good laughs out of it, I should say. Yeah, that does it for that today. Be sure to come back tomorrow as we take a look at the strangest Godzilla movie of all, and that's saying a lot, Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Very bizarre. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all later, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. We're 1/3 of the way through. Yes.